Alright everybody, I hope you're doing well. Here's a little bit more in-depth look at my combat medic gear and the rifle I set it up around. So I went with the AUG because I can shoot that one-handed, which means I can grab my buddies, grab barriers, do all kinds of stuff one-handed and still make effective shots. I put a 14.5-inch barrel and I will suppress it once I get my suppressor out of suppressor jail. But right now, I'll kind of go through this. I'll sort of open up the pockets a little bit, but I want to kind of hit on a few points and why I did this. So, quickly, this is the AUG. Set it up with the ACOG TA02 and an acro. Surefire flashlight up in the front. Backup iron sights. And I load it with a 42 round mag instead of a 30 round mag. That way I have a little bit more firepower, not a lot of weight added. So this is sort of how I stage my gear when it's in storage. I'll put my helmet on top. This allows me to have night vision capability and hearing protection. I will get radio comm stuff, but this is just a cheap $15 set of muffs. So that's my headgear. This is my LBV. It's based off of Eagle Industries H harness, and I'll take it from left to right around my body so you can kind of see what I work with here. So in each of these are 3 AUG magazines. These are 30 round mags, so that means on me that's 312 rounds of rifle ammunition just with this, not necessarily if I'm going to add more rifle mags or whatever. With just these 9 mags plus the one in the gun, that gives me 312 rounds of hurt. Next to that is a SE6 knife. This is a pretty good knife. I went with this size because you can do a lot with it, and I don't necessarily need to do all kinds of crazy goofy stuff, but it gives me some ability to start a fire, and I have a fire starting kit in one of these pouches, but it gives me a good knife and a good location. It's not rubbing me in the ribs or anything. It's out of the way enough, and I like that knife. Next to this is my night vision pouch. I have foam and plastic glued into it so I can mount inside of here 2 PVS 14s, and then lock it in. I'll probably add some other kind of retention at some point, but right now this is more than strong enough because PVS 14s aren't very heavy. Moving around is my drinking canteen. This is my primary water. Then in here is 6 days worth of food. These are the entrees from a couple MREs. Just the entrees, a spoon, and water purification tablets in this little pouch. That's pretty much all that's in there. It's really nice and simple. This is my mess kit. And I have like a little bit of toilet paper and stuff in there. Creature comfort stuff. Next to that is more water and more water. So 3 quarts of water. Going around the side here, this is where the medic stuff is. So I have my boo-boo kit with ointments, aspirins and medicines and stuff. I have one what the heck is this called? This is a splint. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the words. It's for if somebody has a sprain or whatever. I have a notepad in there. I have gloves. I'll probably find a different place for this splint because it takes up a lot of room, but yeah, burns and boo-boos and stuff. That's that pouch. Let's leave it. I have the tourniquet next to that. I have in this one, this is my sprains, burns, and like slip, trip, fall, severe injury, but not too life-threatening. I do have a tourniquet in here, but that's because I don't have an extra pouch to put on the outside. So this is a spare, but I've staged the space blankets in here. There's all kinds of gauze for cuts and lacerations. There's another splint and some gloves and more gloves in the back. But yeah, that's for if there's any kind of, you know, larger cuts or sprains or whatever. And then next to that, another tourniquet. And then next to that is a Surefire 600. What is this? Yeah, 6PX Pro. So this is just a flashlight. It gives me the opportunity to see stuff easier at night. Having a little click pouch right there where I can access it, because this is now the furthest right. This is right in front of me. This is my urgent trauma kit. This has surgical tools, so shears. I have a couple scalpels in here, tweezers. I have things that are ready to go here, and then I have sterile ones packed behind. I have more gloves. That's the name of the game. Always have more gloves than you think you need. I have 20 yards of wound packing gauze, and I have chest seals. So I have enough for probably 8 bullet wounds into the chest. I have a razor in here for shaving. So if there's a hairy wound, if there's like a hairy spot where the wound is, I can shave that and then apply, you know, medicines or whatever in there. And then in the back over here is a 14 gauge pneumothorax tension needle. There's a little flashlight in here, so if I need like a little light, I can use this. But I will be adding more stuff, like more space blankets and things like that. Because I can fit just a little bit more stuff in here. But this is, I want to keep this kind of brief in this because that is the danger zone. When I'm using this stuff, it's really bad. And so that's around my belly, right? So that's my right side here, and that's my left side, which is where my rifle mags and all that stuff are. And then on my back, there is another tourniquet. And in this bag, more spraying splints, some resupplies for those other pouches. I have a air pump in here, which is, I'll just show you a picture of it, which is this deal. I have one for an adult male inside here. So if somebody is not breathing, I can apply CPR to them. It's just in there, that big white thing. And then I have more sterile bandages, and I have toilet paper and stuff in there, baby wipes, things like that, that can get put out of the way. So when I don't need them, I can reach in here. So that's for toiletries and air pump and all kinds of stuff that is danger time. There's IV bags and lines in there. And then in the back here is notepads, so waterproof paper, wax pencils, anything that can help me document. There's some stopwatches and just general information stuff about timing. So if you know anything about first aid trauma, you know that if you're treating somebody, you need to give an exact time or a rough estimate of time as best you can. So that's my note keeping stuff. So that's that. So this is I set this up to potentially treat between my bandages and my tourniquets and stuff, 4 entire grown men worth of wounds and trauma, oriented toward gunshots and like combat. Another thing, I will be figuring out a way to acquire a foldable stretcher so that I can attach it to the bottom of this rig and run it behind me. So if I do need to have assistance pulling somebody out, I have a fold-out stretcher that it can accommodate a person and run them out of danger. So this is what this is about. But this allows me to take this into a natural disaster zone, just slip this on, and if there are people in a tornado or a house fire or whatever, I can apply first aid pretty comprehensively with this. It's not a surgical kit. There's no surgeon stuff in this, so no sutures or anything like that. But it allows me to get somebody to a surgeon as soon as possible. It allows me to keep people alive, and that's sort of the name of the game. Again, if anything, if you're setting up a preparedness kit, just go get some heavier duty nitrile gloves. Make sure they're nitrile, not latex, because there's latex allergies. But get the 5.5 millimeter one at minimum. These are super cheap, pennies on the dollar, and you can just stuff your pack full of them. Have some in a baggie in each of your pouches, because you never know when you're going to need sterile gloves. Not even to treat wounds, but let's say somebody in your team, you go out on a trip and somebody gets diarrhea or whatever, and they need help, they're real sick, or they throw up, you can grab gloves really fast and put them on, and that way you can save your hands if you got cuts or whatever. You don't want to pass on diseases. So yeah, that's this combat medic kit set up for an AUG. But like I said, these triple rifle mag pouches can take AK mags, they can take AR mags, whatever. They're not oriented for 308. You could probably get maybe 1 or 2 in there, but you know, for small caliber stuff, and 300 blackout, it's rifle mag pouches. So I hope you got a little bit of information out of that. I know it's a lot, kind of a blow through, but I just wanted to make this video just to show you. And this only weighs, I would say, maybe 25 pounds, maybe, with the rifle mags. But everything else is very lightweight, because it's all just paper products or plastic or, you know, whatever. So hope you had a good day, and thanks for watching.